Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Your home equity. It could be an untapped opportunity instead of an untouchable asset. Introducing HomeTap. HomeTap is an investor, not a lender. They give you cash in exchange for a share of your home's future value. Use it to pay off debt, make renovations, fund a business, or just live a better life. There's no interest or monthly payments to worry about. HomeTap. Get more from home ownership. Get more from life. Subject to eligibility, terms and conditions apply. Visit HomeTap.com to apply in minutes. That's HomeTap.com.
What's up? It's your boy, The Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
We return to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
I was hosting Easter dinner when I went to do the first basting of the ham. Okay. I noticed it looked really shiny. I didn't realize the ham was double wrapped in plastic, and I did not remove the second layer. The second layer melted into the ham. I then ran to the grocery store and bought another ham. My nephew, who was 6 at the time, thought that was so funny that whenever I'm hosting a holiday, he's now 13, by the way, he calls me early in the morning and asks me if I remembered to remove the wrapper.
I think that's a fair question.
Our question, what was your biggest disaster in the kitchen or while cooking? 206-421-ROCK.
Let me tell you about my dumb aunt.
Hello, Jesse. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hey, what's happening, guys?
Hola!
All right, so mine was not necessarily a food situation, but my wife and I were out running errands, one of which was going grocery shopping, got a bunch of groceries. Came home, we'd been out for a couple hours, and both of us had to poop real bad. So run inside. We got 2 bathrooms. One's upstairs, one's downstairs. I live in an apartment at the time, so it's kind of like the small apartment kitchen, just the one aisle.
Sure.
So there's not a lot of counter space. So we come running in. She's going upstairs. I throw all the groceries on top of the stove because that doubles as counter space for us most of the time. And I go into the downstairs bathroom. And we're sitting in there, or I'm sitting in there for a minute, and I start to smell something. We had bought a bunch of cleaning stuff. We were going to do some deep cleaning that day. I'm like, oh, it smells kind of like chemicals. I wonder if she must be done and she's already started cleaning. I sit a couple more minutes, and the smoke alarm goes off. And it turns out what had happened when I set down all the grocery bags on top of the stove, I hit one of the burner knobs.
Oh, no.
And then we both went into 2 different bathrooms, and I come running out. So I did not pull my pants up. I come running out.
You started a dirty butt.
Oh, yeah, totally dirty butt. There's a fire in my kitchen.
Okay. I just feel like my wife. I don't know. I'm real weird about wiping.
Time is precious. Go ahead.
Yeah, right? So I come running out. Yeah. Stove is everything on top of the stove is completely on fire. Yeah, like.
Do you have a fire extinguisher or what?
For her, because I'm in panic mode, so I'm yelling for her to come down and help me because I don't know what to do. She can't hear me because she's upstairs. Funniest part of the whole thing is, as I'm sure you can picture, in an apartment style kitchen. So the sink is directly across the aisle from the stove. And I've got one of those sink nozzles that's got the hose that comes out. You can pull it out and spray around.
Okay. Yeah.
First thing I think is I'm just going to pull this out and spray it. But it turns out that only has about 18 inches of distance.
Yeah. Not the most powerful.
We're close to hitting the fire. But I was able to get it all. So, backup plan was just grab everything by hand. And, if I burn myself, I burn myself. But throw it into the sink and turn the sink on and got it all put out, and surprisingly didn't do any other than
I was going to say
destroying the stove. No damage to the.
Did you have to
get
walls
or cupboards or anything?
Did you have to get the stove replaced?
Yeah. I had to buy a new stove
for the apartment complex.
No, well, I mean, it was a private owner. It was kind of like a townhouse kind of place. So
okay.
The owner, it wasn't a management company.
Okay. What is the cost of a brand new stove at this point?
It happened right before Thanksgiving, so I got a Black Friday deal on it.
Nice.
All right.
I spent like $300, and it was a better stove than we had before.
Nice.
It wasn't really that bad. And I had renter's insurance, but it was so complicated to get that all worked out. It was easier for me to just buy a new stove.
That's how they have it designed. Yeah. Now, let me ask you this, and this is just from my personal point of view. How much time passed from the time you got off the toilet to the time you finally got around to wiping your ass?
You know what? That's a good question. I don't specifically recall.
Because, I mean, you're trying to deal with the fire. You are now at the sink. But the whole time you're telling me this, I'm like, he has not wiped his ass yet.
I did not wipe my ass.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I did eventually. I got it put out, and I probably took a deep breath and calmed down, and then went, I should probably go clean up now.
I will say in my life of living with someone else, I don't know that we've ever been pooping at the same time in two different locations in the home.
I know for a fact we have. How does your stomach feel? If you're asking me, it feels the same as yours. Like, break.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I pooped at the same time as a buddy.
Sure.
Yeah. But I've never lived with somebody or where I've had two bathrooms.
Like where you look over and go, I gotta poop. Me too. I'll take this one. You take that one.
Well,
See
a lot
you
of
in 5
times,
minutes.
it's more like, are you getting ready to go to the bathroom? Right? Because it's just a look you have on your face, and you know it's not pee. There's just that look to tell, and it's like, yeah, like, hey man, can you use the other one? Because I'm gonna use,
I go to the bathroom like that, like I'm sneaking in, like nobody's gonna find out.
What do you mean?
Like if I gotta poop, I don't stand up and go, I'll be right back, I gotta poop. I'm like, just walk out.
I get up and go, but it's
Irish exit, you know what I mean? And then I'd go do my business and come back like nothing happened.
But if anyone asks, where are you going? I'm taking an ass.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if they ask.
Actually, I'm going to leave an ass. I'm not taking one, but.
I feel like I always end up saying something.
Announcing?
Yeah, just like, all right.
Punch the grumpy.
I do a
Gotta
word.
get that morning glory out.
Take the Cosby's to the pool. You know what I'm talking about, son.
Tell you what, this cup of coffee's working. You know what I mean?
Oh, time to release the hounds.
What was your biggest disaster in the kitchen or while cooking? 206-421-ROM.
Time to baptize Mr. Potato Head.
You can't figure out what I'm saying. I'm going to go poop.
But I don't want to say that because that's rude.
Right. Now you enjoy your breakfast.
Hello, Nick. Welcome to the men's room.
Nick?
Mike, you ask him.
Hello? Nick?
Hey, yo, Nick.
What'd you guys say, Nick or Mitch?
What is it? Is it Mitch or is it Nick?
Yes, Mitch.
Hey, Mitch.
Hey.
Welcome to the program. No, we were saying Mitch the whole time, Nick.
Yeah.
Oh, bull BS. You were not.
I know.
Whatever. Hey, this is a great one. Thrill. Rochester, New York, baby. In a group home with two brothers, two Native Americans, and this white boy. I'm in the front room watching TV. The brothers are in the kitchen with a pan of hot oil, slicing up potatoes and cooking the potatoes on the stove. They walk away to go burn a big fatty. I turn to look, and there's a 3-foot flame on the stove in the kitchen. I go run in there as one of the brothers grabs a fire extinguisher, and I go, no! They hit that freaking pan of oil and blast the oil all over the wall. Now the wall's on fire.
Ah!
Oh, my God. So I grab another extinguisher and put the fire out. Now the house is completely freaking polluted with fire extinguisher powder. It's upstairs. It's in everywhere. I'm thinking, brother, what were you thinking, man? He said, just wanted to have some fries, man.
Well, what happened to hot oil, bro? I mean, look, we used to work with the guy. This guy was so stupid. I cannot stand this guy, but he was hired. He was there. Sorry. I just have a visceral reaction to the memory of this effing clown. On this guy's first day, and look, he was, God, whatever. So I work with this guy, give you an idea of how smart he is. On the first day, we're busy. No one really has time to train him. So the chef's like, look, man, just do us a favor, do some inventory in the walk-in. Basically, get out of our way, but be productive. No big deal. I go into the walk-in looking for something, and he's got bags of trash. And he's like, man, it's like that commercial from, they have an ant problem in the house. Expired.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he's that guy. But he's wrong, because the one prime example he wants to show me, pulls up this big wheel of cheese going, look at this. Look at how moldy this is. I can't. I said, bro, it's blue cheese.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And I was like, you need to get this out of the trash. If the chef sees this, he's going to stab you. At that point, it's like the particular blue cheese you have is like $70 a wheel. You got almost $300 sitting in that bag. I do not think you should throw this out. Anyway, I digress. When we knew he was stupid, beyond that point, the one thing with hot oil, man, just don't add water, right? I mean, this is universally accepted. Well, you work in a kitchen. You should certainly know this. And we have deep fryers in this particular restaurant. And he's going to take and he's walking by a ton of them. Hey, man, I'm going to throw the ice cube in the deep fryer. We're like, please do not do that. Now, we close for business, so we're not open at this point. But we're like, dude, don't do that. That oil's hot. You're going to throw the, what's going to happen? He put it in. After he was done burning himself, well, then we had the luxury of cleaning up all of this hot-ass grease.
Jesus.
Like, he dropped it in, and right, it's like dropping a Mentos in a Coke.
Yeah.
It's this itty-bitty thing, but it's instant. It's not like it takes a second. As soon as that ice cube hit the top, it's just, but it is a geyser of hot oil shoots out of it, and he's the one standing next to it. So we did not work with him again after that. 3rd-degree burns, man. I mean,
oh, no way.
It's hot oil. He's standing over it and tosses the ice cube in. And when this stuff came out, I think more of it hit him on the way up than coming back down. Because we all backed up when we realized he was, again, I didn't feel bad. Maybe I'm a horrible human being.
So he never worked there again?
No, because he's stupid and he was injured.
Yeah.
I mean, he did damage to himself, man.
Right, and you guys told him, don't do it.
Everyone, hey, man, don't do that. It's dangerous. What's going to happen? That's what's going to happen. Exactly what we said was going to happen is what happened.
Do they have controls on fryers at fast food places?
Control for what purpose? I mean, you can turn it on or off and you can adjust the temperature, but I mean...
You just don't hear it like... You would think more stories like that would happen.
No, you wouldn't, because the one thing that... look, if you even wanted to show... You could take like a saute pan, just put it on the stove, drop an ice cube in that, you're still going to have the same problem, just not as much oil. It's not like 8 gallons of oil or whatever the hell it is you put in these things, man. People don't do it because it's that dangerous.
I guess I'm just thinking about like frozen potatoes and stuff when you drop them. How come it doesn't just... Well, it does bubble up.
It bubbles up, but one...
There's not a lot of water.
You lower them. One, you put them in a basket and you lower them in. Like people are saying with the deep fried turkeys. No one like steps back like Jordan and like tosses his thing into the deep fry. Right.
Bam! Buckets. What was your biggest disaster in the kitchen or while cooking? 206-421-ROCK.
What about a Cornish game hen? That's little.
Someone else says, I once drained 350-degree fryer grease into a plastic bucket. Think about it. Don't need to. Gotcha.
That's a mess.
Hello, Chris. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, guys.
Hola!
Nice. Okay, so this story starts out with me and a little lady having a little fun in the nighttime, waking up early, going to make her some breakfast, naked. So make some bacon and eggs on the stove. She tells me the bacon is too soft. I like my bacon not like a chip. She does. So I go and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to do it quickly. I'm going to do it in the microwave oven. Or no, the toaster oven is what it is. So you put your bacon on the toaster oven, going to put it on broil real quick, and the toaster oven is elevated, sitting on top of the microwave, so I can't really see. I forget about it. Long story short, I run over naked to the toaster oven, open up the thing, and rip out the bacon as fast as I can, still naked, and the bacon grease spills down my stomach and onto my man. Binges, burns, skin peeling.
You have heard this saying before. Never cook bacon in the nude, right?
Miles, didn't your dad tell you that?
Yeah, it was the only advice he's ever given me.
He's not kidding. Like, never cook bacon in the nude, man. That was it. Because bacon splatters and you're nude.
And no, I learned you shouldn't even cook bacon in a pan on the stove. You should bake it. Mm-hmm. I've never successfully done it or tried it, but apparently you're...
I know. Everybody tells me that, too. But I always say this. There's something... what's the word? Therapeutic about...
Cathartic?
Cooking bacon?
Yeah.
I always do it in the oven, but to be fair, that's how I saw my mom do it, so that's all I've known. But in your case, man, so you've lost skin on your manhood from bacon grease. How long before your penis is just normal again?
Recovered. It was like a simple surface burn, so just some skin peeling, some healing, maybe 2 weeks, and it was completely normal.
I don't think you could say simple surface burn when it's your penis.
And it's bacon grease.
Not as simple.
And 2 weeks.
Did you at least save the rest of the bacon grease?
Didn't save it.
All right. See, that's a waste, right?
That man,
you're going to burn your penis. Keep the grease.
Sorry, this is a good comment that came in. This is from Lacey in Bremerton. Says, I once accidentally fried chicken in bathroom cleaner and fed it to my boyfriend.
What?
Yeah. Did you grab like Lysol or Pine Sol thinking it was oil? But either way, it was bathroom cleaner cooked it. And how do you fry chicken in this stuff? And at no point does it smell like maybe I shouldn't serve this. This smells like pine salt. It's the only thing I can imagine.
Jesus, what was your lucky he's still alive?
Yeah, I was gonna say this sounds like a unsolved mystery. She tried to kill him.
No, she didn't say he's alive. The whole thing just says, I once cooked in bathroom cleaner and fed it to my boyfriend. We don't know the end result of this.
And now I'm a millionaire.
What was your biggest disaster in the kitchen or while cooking? 206-421-ROCK.
The day after he changed that will, I made him his special chicken.
It's yummy. Lemon scented. Hello, Sam. Welcome to the men's room.
Hi, you guys. How are you doing?
Hola. Doing well.
Okay. So this was back in my college days when I worked as a server in a restaurant. It was in between the lunch and the dinner shift. So I was alone with the delivery driver and the cook, and I had a new person that I had to train. She was hired about a week prior. So very, very little experience. We started getting busy, and I asked her if she can cut a slice of carrot cake for me. Was the only thing she can help me with. So she goes in and she's like, hey, the knife is not where it normally is. I was like, oh, it's probably dirty. There's a dish full of soapy water where we put the silverware in. Can you go and wash the knife and cut the slice? So she goes in, and instead of dumping out the soapy water and looking for the knife, she just sticks her hand in the not clean water of soap and knives. So all I hear from the front is her screaming. So I run back, grab a couple of clean rags, put it on her wrist. She cut her wrist from about a middle of her palm all the way up to her wrist.
Jesus.
Probably about a 10-inch just gash, just horrible. So I run back up front, tell the customers food is free, go away, tell the cook to just close the restaurant, lock the door, not answer the phones. And the delivery driver and I rush her to the hospital as I'm putting pressure, and she's in and out of consciousness because of all the blood that she has lost. And we had to call the owner and tell them that, we left the restaurant because she cut herself, and she needed a ton of stitches.
What about, did the guy get his piece of cake or pie or whatever?
No, we just dropped everything.
Man.
Nobody had anything.
No, see, that's what sucks.
It was a delicious piece of carrot cake.
I bet it was. He's waiting for the cake and never arrived.
He's willing to give you money
Next
for
thing
it.
you know, the whole place closes down. He's just sitting there waiting for his cake.
God, I forgot about that general rule in restaurants. Look, man, if the water's super dirty or whatever, just don't stick your hands in there. Because you never know what because people throw their knives in there, whatever the case. So nobody went down that bad by any stretch, but yeah, that was one of the rules. And again, use the appropriate knife for the thing you were cutting. I've told this one before, but my boss, the owner of the place, he rolls in, he's going to help us prep. He's cutting romaine lettuce, and he uses a 17-inch curved scimitar, which you would use to cut big-ass hunks of meat. We said, Joel, come on, man. Don't use that knife. Joel, short little guy, gruff voice. I think I know what I'm doing. Joel, we hear it's not that. Everyone here is competent. It's just that knife's not made for them. Whatever. 30 seconds goes by. I think I need help. Doesn't sound weird. I think I need help. Turn around, and there's his finger on the cutting board.
I know.
By the way,
were they able to put it back on?
They got it back on, but because it was a clean cut. But I mean,
bet it was.
It cut, man. So I just remember Joel is now ghost white, and he had all white facial hair. He was whiter than his facial hair. One, he's standing there holding his hand, and blood, it's just squirting through his fingers. But I always remember looking at the cutting board. There's a head of romaine lettuce, just two big-ass slices taken off. A pool of blood in his finger. And I just remember looking at him, I'm like, God damn it, man.
You got a hairy...
Exactly. He was a hairy dude.
You got a hairy knuckle.
But yeah, we had to throw it in a Ziploc bag with ice and send him on his way. Yeah,
That's a weird lettuce wrap, bro.
It's a little tangy, tastes like iron.
Yeah, I heard it's good for you, though.
What was your biggest disaster in the kitchen or while cooking? 206-421-ROCK.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Top Gun Maverick is the #1 movie in the world.
Damn right.
It's an absolute blast from start to finish, and one of the greatest movies ever made.
Having any fun yet?
Tom Cruise, Top Gun Maverick, rated PG-13.
There's a new and different way to fund your business or side hustle without the hassles of a loan. HomeTap. HomeTap is an investor that gives you access to your home equity in cash in exchange for a share of your home's future value with no monthly payments or interest. How you use the money is totally up to you. HomeTap. Get more from home ownership. Get more from life. Subject to eligibility, terms and conditions apply. Visit HomeTap.com to apply in minutes. That's HomeTap.com. HomeTap.com.
You're in the men's room. 99.9 KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle.
Our question, what was your biggest disaster in the kitchen or while cooking? 206-421-ROCK.
Says there, one of the comments, I used to be a restaurant manager at Red Robin, and our burger cooker, called a Nico, caught on fire. So the dumb cook grabbed a pitcher of water and threw it on the gas burger cooker, and all the grease caught fire and set off the fire suppression system in the hoods, spraying foam all over the food, employees, and kitchen. All in all, it was a $25,000 mistake from lost food, lost revenue, and recharging the foam fire suppression. Then it ends with, sorry, Corey, I had to text this in.
What if he still works there?
Well, not much longer if they just heard this story.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the one. Hello, Tim. Welcome to the men's room. Hello, Tim.
Tim, are you there?
Tim.
Oh, yeah. Hi.
Hi. Hello.
I mean, your name is Tim, right?
Are we bothering you, Tim? Are you busy?
I checked.
Okay.
Tim?
Go ahead, Tim. Go ahead.
You can do this, Tim. Speak.
So I was smoking a hookah with my girlfriend at the time in the kitchen, and she bumped it, knocked the coal burning on the floor. And before I could grab the faucet or a glass of water or anything, she stepped on it, on a linoleum floor.
I'm guessing that didn't work too well.
Giant hole in the linoleum.
And now I'm assuming you're renting this place at the time?
Yeah, it was an apartment.
Do you have to explain to the landlord, hey, man, we knocked the hot burning hookah coal onto the floor?
Yeah, pretty much.
You told him the truth?
Well, I mean, what am I supposed to say, you know?
I dropped the pan. Anything that's not, hey, man, I was choking a hookah in the kitchen and we knocked the coal out. Yeah. I mean, that's all.
Well, it was like a 3-inch in diameter circle exact.
And did you have to pay for that?
No.
Okay. I'm assuming just based on your current situation, you don't smoke anymore, do you?
Oh, no, I do.
Okay. Oh, really?
I am stunned. Where's my fainting couch?
Yeah, I know.
Because that guy struck me as someone. Right. Tim? Smoked in what? Tim, is that your name?
It's like your whole life is like on a satellite phone when you're talking to someone from around the world, and there's a slight delay of 3 seconds.
Tim. Did you say Tim? Yeah. Then it went silent again.
Nope.
It's like he's reporting from France in 1995.
Yeah. What was your biggest disaster in the kitchen or while cooking? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Lisa. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So, I'm not a good cook. I don't tend to go to the kitchen very often to cook anything other than maybe bacon.
Bacon, well, that's a good one.
Well, yeah. And usually I go in there with like a whole suit just protecting my arms and stuff. I would never do it naked, I'll tell you that. Anyway, so basically one morning I got crafty and was trying to make pancakes and eggs, and we had a bunch of potatoes, so I thought maybe I could make some hash browns. I'm like, well, we have a cheese grater. I'll grate the potatoes and try to fry them into hash browns. Well, apparently there's a few steps that I missed, because when I went to go fry them up, which I thought was genius, I don't think I've ever seen food turn out gray before in my life, and that was the one time that I literally turned food gray, and the dog wouldn't even eat it.
Now, that's the real sign. A dog will lick its own butthole for 30 minutes while you watch TV, but it will not eat your food.
Kim, I got to ask you.
Dog eats everything. Everything.
So since you admit that you don't like to go in the kitchen that often.
And you make great food.
You can make bacon. How have you survived this long on this planet? You know what I mean? Like, what do you eat? What is your diet where you don't need to cook? You know what I'm saying?
Top ramen. Well, I make grilled cheese and like things with cheese, like quesadillas and nachos with cheese.
Okay, so you make the stuff that I will teach my kids to make, that kind of. Hey, seriously, like you can make your own quesadilla, you can make your own grilled cheese, all that stuff.
It sounds like you're pretty proficient with cheese.
Well, I am, but the thing that was the greatest thing to learn recently was how to make an omelet, and I actually could do it. That was great.
Now wait.
But
Whoa! You did it that one time. Is it something you can consistently do?
Well, hey, one step at a time.
Okay, I'm just checking.
How old are you, Kimmy?
Lisa?
What's your name? I'm sorry, Lisa. How old are you, Lisa?
I'm 26.
26. All right, well, you got time to learn.
That's
fine.
not terrible.
I mean, yeah.
It's not terrible.
I mean, it's going to be hard to meet a man, but it's not terrible.
Okay, what could you make us for dinner? We're all coming over for dinner.
I'm not going to Lisa's.
What can you make, Lisa? What do you got?
Other than bacon.
I mean, like, I think I've told you guys in the past, like a while ago, that I could make spaghetti, and I still can consistently make spaghetti.
Okay, well, don't get cocky. It's spaghetti.
You're Prego, right?
Yeah, I'm Prego.
Yeah, you're Prego. I remember you. All right, Lisa, you're Prego. I got you. You can heat the Prego sauce. You can boil.
I thought you were saying she's pregnant. I'm like, you can tell by her voice.
Yeah.
Well, that's funny.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
I think last time she called, I said this, but every time I taste Prego, it just reminds me of being a kid.
It does. Like, it takes me back. That's why I hated my mom's cooking. Seriously, my mom was the worst cook. She'll leave it. Like, she can hook up breakfast food, right? If you got, like, scrambled eggs, they're so fluffy, you could, like, blow them off your hand and it would float for 30 seconds, right? But, man, anything else, which was every other meal we were going to eat, it wasn't awesome, you know? So when we would drive down the street, a lot of places back in the day, they'd be like, just like homemade. We were like, let's not go there.
No.
Homemade, that's not good for us.
Yeah, my mom is a very good cook, terrible baker.
Sure.
But one year I was first starting in radio, so I worked all day on Thanksgiving. So the next day I had to work again, and then I got off at like 6 or 7.
Right.
So my mom being nice is like, hey, come over. I'll kind of recreate the Thanksgiving meal. So I get over there, there's stuffing's ready, turkey's ready, or whatever. And then I hear screaming from the kitchen, and I look in the oven, and the marshmallows are on fire.
Oh, yeah, they
on the yams. Yeah.
What was your biggest disaster in the kitchen or while cooking? 206-421-ROCK.
Still ate them.
Marshmallows are surprisingly flammable.
Yeah.
I mean, I've just seen a lot of like, hey, what did you do to these marshmallows? Oh, I didn't crisp them, they burned. Like, all right.
Yeah, like literally, they caught on fire.
Because marshmallows top something you don't want to ruin with water.
Well, and honestly, look, it looked crazy in there. I pulled them out. They were fine, blew out the fire, scraped off the burnt stuff, and then ate the candy yams.
That is the key, yes. Hello, Rich. Welcome to the men's room.
Liquors and whores, bitches.
Hola!
So this story goes back 42 years. I was a young man working at a candy factory. And
a picture of Willy Wonka, the kid from Willy Wonka, you know?
A young man at the candy factory.
Exactly. But anyway, I learned how to make the candy from the owner, and he went on vacation. And so my duties were to come in, figure out what they needed, and make the candy for the day. Well, one of the candies I made that day was caramel. Now, we cook caramel in a 30-gallon copper kettle. And it's an old candy factory, so that they had these old mixers with these big Teflon blades. Well, anyway, I finished the caramel, and then I put water into the kettle to boil it. Oh, I can't hear you.
No, you're good.
Oh, okay. So I put water in the kettle to boil it so I could clean it, and I put the steamer lid over the top of it, started it up. Well, then I decided to go down to the store and flirt with the new store clerk. Forgot all about that kettle boiling.
I bet you did.
Oh, my God. So it was like, I guarantee it was 45 minutes or more. And I walked up there. The entire upstairs of the building was completely full of smoke. I ran back there, pulled the tin off the kettle, and the copper kettle was completely glowing, deep red.
So I guess the caramel didn't make it.
No, the caramel was already made.
Okay.
I was just cleaning the kettle.
As long as the caramel's good, I don't care.
There you go.
You know?
So, I mean, and all the Teflon paddles were completely melted off. I mean, it was horrible.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you call the boss while he's on vacation to hand him this news, or do you just wait for him to get back?
I started calling around, seeing if I can get those paddles made. That was my first thing.
Right.
I like that. That's good thinking.
Yeah, it still has the kid thinking. I'm guessing the answer was no.
Have you ever been to a place that makes chocolate, that makes any kind of candy, fudge, any of that stuff, caramel? Yeah. The smell is unbelievable.
If you do it right.
Oh, my God. Especially when it's cooking.
I still make candy to this day. We make up to 500 pounds of candy a year for families and friends.
Do you ever put any marijuana butter in there for your own person?
No, but that would be fun.
Yes, it would.
It is.
You should try it sometime.
As a related story, earlier I heard somebody say that they poured oil into a plastic bucket.
Yeah.
I walked into my boss pouring oil that he just cooked peanuts into a plastic bucket. I walked in, saw the bucket spread across the floor, and I walked right out.
Good call.
About 5 minutes later, I walked back in, and he looked at me. He goes, "Can you believe this? I poured that oil in the bucket, and the bucket just exploded." And I said, "Go figure." And I turned around and walked out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like how you dropped that on him. The guy that, damn near melted a kettle keg.
What's your experience? I worked at a candy factory.
Sick. Go figure.
Yeah.
That is such a rare thing. I worked in a candy factory. Because and look, it's fair. I just picture him being 300 years old.
Yeah.
With a top hat and a monocle. You know, in my day, I worked at a candy factory.
There's a river of chocolate that goes all the way through the plant.
I know, when Miles asked him about the weed, I first thought, I was like, he doesn't smoke weed. And he said, oh, that'd be crazy.
Nutty. What was your biggest disaster in the kitchen or while cooking? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Chris. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So I used to work at Anthony's Homeport in Des Moines, and they actually had two restaurants. One was upstairs and one was downstairs.
They have the nice dining area and the bar area upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So between the two kitchens, there was this steep set of stairs that came down. Well, I had gone upstairs to get a big container of raspberry puree.
Raspberry puree.
Coming down the stairs, I slipped and fell, sliding down the stairs, and the raspberry sauce went all over my white chef uniform.
Now, did people think you had been shot with a shotgun when they first saw you, or did they instantly know what the problem was?
Well, the manager came running, kitchen manager, and he's like, oh, my God, he thought I was bloody head to toe.
Laying at the bottom of the stairs, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That sucks that the Anthony's closed at SeaTac. I don't know if they closed or not. I can't tell. There's that big partition there. But that used to be my spot.
Well, let me ask you this, though. Once you spill all of this stuff, do you have to 86 whatever dessert it went with?
Yeah, we pretty much had to 86 the chocolate dessert and spent about a half an hour cleaning up the stairs.
I would guess anytime you drop crap like that, dude. Because one, at a restaurant, it's fruit. It is now in liquid form. It has been mixed with sugar.
It's berries.
It's berries, right? So it stains
that's
everything.
used as a dye.
And when you're working a roast, anything you're carrying is 10 times more than you would have at home. You know, at home,
sure,
you spilled a cup of puree, and that sucks to clean that off your floor. This guy probably dropped, I'm going to guess, about a 2-gallon bucket.
Yeah, you got to remember that about berries, man. Because even when I watch Antiques Roadshow, they'll bring in some Native American thing, like piece of art or clothing or whatever.
Yeah.
And all the different colors on there are produced by different berries and different things. It's been on there for 200 years.
Right.
Still not color's not going away.
And now you got to clean it off the
It's
stairs.
still there. What was your biggest disaster in the kitchen or while cooking? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Roxanne. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, guys.
Hola.
This has happened many, many years ago in Illinois. I had gotten a bunch of king crab, and my friend we got out, we started partying. The girl put it in this big pan, and she only put about maybe an inch of water in it and turned it on high. And we'd gone outside, and all of a sudden, smoke just started billowing out of the house. It was tough.
Hello?
It was horrible.
Yeah, well, because it's Alaskan king crab. I mean, if you want to ruin anything, that's the worst thing you can. First of all, it's almost impossible to ruin.
And it's too expensive.
It's already cooked. All you got to do is heat it up.
Well, my cousin, so it was like, yeah, real fresh, but it was on dry ice.
That's great. I mean, that's how it gets shipped everywhere. That
was a good point. Sorry,
that sucks.
Probably already been cooked.
Yeah, it has been.
So
all you need to do is heat it.
It's like making ramen noodles. Just heat up a source and put them in.
Yeah,
and that's it.
What was your biggest disaster in the kitchen or while cooking? 206-421-ROCK.
Should be that simple.
Yeah.
Should be.
And you don't bake them. You do not boil them. You steam them.
That's it. Hello, Doug. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So I had a bunch of Egos back in college and didn't have a toaster, so I stuck them in the broiler. And I put them in the broiler, went on the couch, started smoking some weed, and completely forgot about them. So they all caught on fire, opened up the oven, freaked out, didn't know what to do, threw a towel in there that was all wet with water, and just chimney of smoke came out. It was nasty. But the best part was I did the same thing the next day.
Jeez, man.
How could you not afford a toaster?
That's easy, man.
We just didn't have one.
Yeah, no.
So I remember those. They couldn't afford anything.
Eggo waffles are the best late night snack.
They were Safeway brand Egos. They weren't even real Egos.
Okay. All right, you got the knockoffs.
Right.
You should have known better.
I don't even know if I can tell the difference.
Now,
I mean, it's Eggo and like say the Safeway.
It depends.
Certain things, yes, but I just think with frozen waffles, I don't think I would know.
I'm with you. I don't
some things you know, but I feel like Eggos, I don't know.
When's the last time you had a frozen waffle?
Last time I had a box of them, probably when my kids were around. And I just remember they were a great late night snack. Tab of butter, some syrup, just one Eggo. It was great.
I mean, I don't doubt it. I just think without children, I don't know. I never think, you know what, frozen.
There are two things in my home, three things including chicken nuggets, but Oreos and Eggos. Like, they were not in my home until about 8 years ago. And then they've been consistently in my home.
I put those in the Pop-Tart category. You either have them for some reason or you don't.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I never buy them, but when around, I'm like, oh, I got a Pop-Tart.
Well,
Put that thing in your bed right now.
Because we used to have them in the vending machine back when they used to fill it because they thought people worked here and stuff. I would get the Pop-Tarts out of it.
Mm-hmm. I'm back on Pop-Tarts.
Really?
Just
what flavor? Strawberry?
The strawberry. The little mini guys. You seen those?
I have.
Don't buy them for your home.
I won't. Because they'll eat them all. Kids will get none of them.
I was going to say, right. Like, he has children. Like,
they're gone.
They won't get any.
What was your biggest disaster in the kitchen or while cooking? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Andy. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola!
Hola!
So, guys, I've been cooking professionally for over 25 years. One of the worst things I ever saw in my career, I was working at Outback Steakhouse in Boise, Idaho. I was a trainer. We had a relatively new guy training on the fry station. And at the end of the night, we emptied and repacked all the fryers. And back in this time, we packed them with the, congealed, it was like a big block of fryer grease, right? So the deal was you were supposed to leave the elements off, you pack the grease down, you get it all around the elements real nice and tight, and then you turn it on and melt down the grease. Well, in a hurry to get out that night, this guy decides to go ahead and turn the elements on while he's packing the grease in. And then he's punching down on the grease, trying to pack it around the elements.
Jesus Christ.
Fist goes right through the top layer of grease into the liquid grease, and he pulls his arm up, and you just saw the skin and flesh just kind of slew off.
No rules.
One of the gnarliest things I've ever seen.
Ooh, man.
Did you ever work with him again?
This bloomin' onion tastes
No. That was the end of his career at Outback Steakhouse.
Okay. Yeah. I got to ask you a question, since you're an Outback professional trainer. How,
long time ago.
I know, but still, they haven't changed the recipe on most stuff. When I get a bloomin' onion, right? Do they have a whole onion and you guys have some kind of special cutter, or does it come like that?
Absolutely. It's a whole onion. As a kitchen manager at Outback, because I worked my way up there, I would have to oftentimes cut about 300 pounds of onions a day going into the weekend.
Can you buy this apparatus to make that onion cut like that?
I've never seen one beyond Outback Steakhouse. In the rest of my career, I've never seen one in any other kitchen.
I've never seen one either.
Or in any kitchen store.
Okay. Did you get to the point that you stopped crying when you cut onions because you cut so many?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, that was even before I worked at Outback.
Do you still own one of the onion cutters from Outback?
If there was one thing I would have stolen from working at Outback, it would not have been the onion cutter.
What would you have taken?
You would have taken the steak knives because they had the wooden handles. They were nice.
That's absolutely correct. I would have taken the steak knives, and I probably would have made off with a few of the saute pans because they use nice steel saute pans.
You are not kidding. Most restaurants have real nice saute pans, man. You know, looking back, I should have stolen more crap. That's what I'm getting out of this.
Looking back, I should have emptied my own restaurant before I closed it.
Oh, there you go. The only thing I stole from a restaurant's a goddamn VCR.
I just went to look and see if you could buy a bloomin' onion cutter.
Mm-hmm.
They're $465.85.
I was going to say, there's nothing you can't get. It's
I know,
just, are you going to spend that much money?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And how often are you going to honestly use it for your bloomin' onions, right?
I mean, you'd have to have grease and something big enough to dump it in anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I say get it, Miles. Splurge.
Get the bloomin' onion cutter then.
Yes.
Take the deep fryer outside and
make bloomin' onions.
What happened to Miles? He's making homemade bloomin' onions.
You are listening to The Men's Room.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Everyone is talking about Top Gun Maverick, and it's now the #1 movie in the world.
Outstanding.
It will leave you cheering. Yes! And is the ultimate summer movie experience.
Damn right.
Tom Cruise, Top Gun Maverick, rated PG-13.